Hey guys, this is Tag Lego, and this week's MOC is this fishing boat. Now this is very Ninjago inspired, and the reason I chose to build this is kind of a long story. I unfortunately was not able to buy the new Destiny's Bounty, the one from the Lego Ninjago movie, but I did get the chance to build it, at least part of it, because a friend of mine who likes Lego but doesn't like building Lego, they got a little bored with it. So yeah, they wanted me to build it. So I built it for them, and that really inspired me to make a ship like that because that set has got some really good building techniques on it. So this is my MOC, and it's very inspired from that set. I used a lot of the same building techniques, shapes, pieces from it. But instead of a Ninjago ship with dragon heads, this is more of a Chinese fishing boat. And you can probably see a lot of the similarities between this and the actual set. The sails are custom. They're made out of paper. I just cut them out. And the masts are Technic. And it's a lot smaller than the set also because I didn't have the pieces to make it that big. But it turned out really good. So yeah, let's check it out. So we'll start with the deck. Since this boat is a lot smaller than the set, the deck has only one floor. The actual set actually has a floor beneath the deck, which is really cool. But I wasn't able to do that. As you can see, lots of fishing details. They've got paddles over here, or oars, I guess. They've got garden boxes, which are built the same way as the Destiny's Bounty has them, because the Destiny's Bounty has got these little plant things that I think look really good and add some color to it. They've got crates of fish over here, buckets hanging around everywhere. There's an oyster over here, and there's some fishing rods hanging off the edge. The anchor is over on this side, and it's attached to this part here that lets you stretch it out, bring it back in. And then there's this fishing guy here who's just reaching over with a net and catching some fish. I'm going to review the custom minifigures in a second once I finish the ship. And there's plenty of lanterns hanging from places. So there's one here at the front with a tassel. There's two here on the masts, each with tassels. And then on the back, there are two more who also have tassels. So I used lots of tassels because the tassel piece is actually really cool. And then up on the top of the mast, there's some flags and banners. But I can't show you that a whole lot because that's the top edge of my sheet. There's another fisherman here holding a fish, and he's coming out of the captain's cabin. The door for the captain's cabin is from a very old Ninjago set. It's got Japanese style details on it with like Chinese letters and stuff. I know that whenever they put Chinese letters on Lego pieces, they actually meant something. Like they weren't just random stuff that looks like Chinese letters. So it does say something. Maybe I should figure out what it says before I review this build, but too late now. Also on the sides there are nets hanging down, one on each side to catch some more fish, and crossbows here in the window. Well, in both windows, just to fend off pirates and such, for defense only, like karate. And then up here is the wheelhouse, and it's got a cool canopy over it, ship's wheel, and another dude up here steering the ship. Then you can take off this section here, comes off because it's on tiles. So inside the captain's cabin, there are lots of extra details. He's got a bed, a table with some sushi and some tea. He's got a little painting he's working on over here, and his paintbrush, and there's a lobster on his bed because he's not paying attention, and the lobster is stealing the captain's cabin, and eventually the lobster is going to be the captain. He's got some other stuff on the walls too. Let's see. Yeah, he's got like this banner up on the side. There have been a lot of Lego pieces that have been printed and stickered to make them look like they're from China or Japan, from the Lego Ninjago movie and Ninjago sets. So like this one has cherries on it, all that kind of stuff. It really adds detail to MOCs like this. Then in the very back there's some more plants, just because the captain likes plants, I guess. I don't know. So I'm going to put this back on, put the mast back on, and yeah, that's about it for the ship. Okay guys, this is one of the Chinese sailors. This guy is sort of the navigator. He's got a cool telescope, and actually all of his pieces are from minifigures from the Lego Ninjago movie. The body, legs, and hat are all from villagers, but the head came from this dude in Cole's mech, the Quake mech, and I used this head because it's a lot more smiley than the villagers, because all the villagers' heads are like super frightened because they're running away from the bad guys. So I had to be careful with the heads that I picked because I didn't want all the fishermen to be afraid of something. His hat definitely does keep the sun out of his eyes, but it also shadows his face. I'm going to take it off so you can see his face better. So yeah, he's just a smiley guy. I really like the LEGO Ninjago movie villager bodies and legs. They have a lot of good detail on them, and lots of builders have been using them in MOCs that have been Asian themed because they're really good. This is the captain. His body, legs, and hair are also from a LEGO Ninjago movie villager, but his head came from the sushi chef from the minifigure mystery bags that came from the LEGO Ninjago movie. And I really like this head because it's got some wrinkles, and it makes him look really friendly and kind of old, but not grandfather old. It looks great on the captain. Makes him look like he has some experience on ships. And he's got some blue robes, which are more fancy than the other guys. Although, unfortunately, they've got some food stains printed on him. I guess this guy, captain, really likes to eat. And he's got a fish that he caught, too, so that's pretty cool. He's got the black man bun piece that a lot of the villagers have. More food stains on the back. I don't know if you can see that. They're brown. Then there's this fisherman. He's, I guess, the youngest and least experienced one of the three minifigures, but he does have a scar on his face. I don't know, maybe a fish he caught bit him or something. But he is also made from LEGO Ninjago movie minifigures. His body and legs are from a LEGO Ninjago movie villager, and his head is actually from the squid soldier. But it looks good on him. He's really serious. And his hat piece came from the sushi chef as well. It looks really good because it makes him look bald, and he's got like a bandana or something wrapped around his head. He also has a net for catching fish. And yeah, that's about it for all the minifigures. Nothing really special about them, but they were definitely thought about when they were built, and they work well for this build. So that's about it for this MOC. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video. And that's about it. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more like it, always remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye. And don't forget to ring that bell.